Hey class, it's Mrs. Went, and I'm not with you again today, hopefully tomorrow. But I wanted to just say hi to you for real, for live, kind of live, I guess. But just give you an outline of what you're doing today. So let's go over to Schoology, shall we? All right, Thomas, you're the winner. All right, so here's what our Schoology page looks like. We have finished Unit 1, so everything in this red folder we have done. If you were absent at all last week, you may have makeup work to do in here. Thursday or Friday before or after school, I definitely should be at school by then. So please see if you can stop in to do makeup work if you need help. Brenda Paulzine, Brenda Schultz are paras that know biology curriculum really, really well. So if you have any classes with them, they may be helpful as well too. Okay, but everything in this red folder at this point should be done. All right, yesterday, you had written directions here for yesterday, and you did that, I hope. If you were absent yesterday, take a look at that. And that went with kind of the beginning things in this orange folder. And it looks like a lot, but it's really not. This is just the chapter in the textbook if you need it for a reference. This is the warm-up you did yesterday, a little bit of notes that you watched and wrote down yesterday. You took a little quiz, and those of you that did that, your scores look great. Good job. And then you started this worksheet on Native American responses. And that is due like towards the end of the week. So if you didn't quite get it done, you can try to finish that up during advisory this week or during some extra time during class. Okay, so all that stuff was yesterday. Today we've got this new folder that says Tuesday. Okay, so let's pop that open and see what we're doing today. We've got a quick warm-up that you maybe have already done. These are words that came out of these notes yesterday. So if you weren't here yesterday to do the notes, the warm-up was maybe difficult for you, but you can redo it for more points later. Okay, and then you've got 3 files here that you're going to be putting into Notability. So I want to just show you each one real briefly. I don't think this is going to take you all hour. I think you're going to end up with some extra time at the end. All right, first one here is called Mystery of Easter Island. And if you Google Easter Island or go to YouTube and type in Easter Island, you're going to get a lot of garbage. There's a lot of conspiracy theories and alien theories and all kind of weird stuff. Okay, we're not interested in that. A lot of the weirdness comes from these statues here called the Moai and how they were made and how they were moved on the island. Okay, but that's not what our focus is in these statues. What we're interested in is you're going to read a story about some of the ancient people that were there. So there were natives there. Europeans came to the island in 1722. And so you'll see kind of what they found there. And then people that did some archaeology there kind of noticed some things about what the ancient people had access to versus what the current residents had access to. So you're going to learn this word here, sustainability. You may have to Google it. That's fine. But something happened with the palm trees on there. There was an issue with rats. So there was an issue with birds. So you're going to kind of see how all these things connect together. And the unit we're starting this week is ecology. And ecology is how all types of living things kind of interact with each other and with their environment. And this little article on Easter Island is a good example of how if one thing gets messed up, it affects everything else. Okay, so that's your first one. And so you'll be allowed to get into groups and read through that, that one page, and you'll have a few questions to answer on that. Okay, so that's the first one. Then you're going to take a little break from the writing and answering questions. You're going to look at this article here called The Orcas versus the Wheat Farmers. And for this, you do need to be in a group of 2, 3, or 4 people. And when you get to this activity, the substitute teacher will give you some more specific directions. But this is the link to the original article, and I copied and pasted it here. And the title of the article, Washington, so that's Washington State, wheat farmers could be toast if dams are removed to help hungry orcas. Okay, so another thing that you're going to see with our ecology unit is there's sometimes this conflict between one living thing, in this case farmers, and a different living thing, orcas, which is these killer whales in the picture here. So you're going to be looking at an article on this, and then on a whiteboard, you are going to be kind of comparing the two sides. Okay, so you won't have any specific questions to answer, but you'll be kind of discussing in a small group, putting some things on a whiteboard, and you'll get more instructions later on that. Okay, and then your last your last article today, there is a little video clip. The substitute teacher could choose to show it to all of you guys at the same time, or you can watch it individually in your groups. But you'll watch this 6-minute video on an animal called the Iberian lynx. And it's just a YouTube clip. Looks like this here. So there's the picture of our lynx. And he's super cute. And we're going to figure out why it's called a fussy predator and what that situation was. So this article actually has, it's based on a much larger story that the New York Times did on these animals. So the article, instead of giving you like the whole huge article, a different teacher that I borrowed this from broke it down into sections. So you'll read a little bit about what the animal eats, and then you have a few questions. And then you'll read the next section about where it lives, and you have a few questions. Okay. And then it'll kind of compare that to some other similar stories across the world. Okay. So the point of all 3 of these articles today is to get you introduced to some of the concepts of ecology, which is how different living organisms interact with each other. Sometimes they help each other, sometimes they hurt each other. But if one thing kind of gets messed up, there's a domino effect where other things are affected. And that's the theme for these 3 articles. Okay, so have fun today. You are handing in the first one and the third one. You'll see there's places and notability to do that. This middle one here, there's no specific questions, so you're not handing anything in there. But the substitute guest teacher may leave me some information if anybody's just kind of messing around or whatever. So have a great day, guys. Get as far as you can. If you're having great discussions and you don't get done with everything, this guest teacher will let me know, and we can continue tomorrow. No problem. Have a great day, and I hope I get to see you guys tomorrow.